announcing their elections and the fact that everybody is so interested and their process is even being scrutinized is frankly something that is par for the course and should come as par for the course. But I'll go across to Tuhin Sinha now. Tuhin, you should be finally happy that you're getting, that the Congress is finally moving towards a non-Gandhi as its president. You've criticized the Congress party for the longest time as being a Parivar first family. They're moving on. Why don't you welcome them?
Well, good evening, Shivani. In the last couple of days, no doubt, the Congress has made some contrived attempts to make it seem that democracy exists in the party and that Parivarwad, it is not only about Parivarwad, but then the effort is so hackneyed, it is so forced that you can see through it. And like you yourself mentioned, there are big questions over the electorate, over the electoral list, which is where the catch really is. Now, when it comes to the two candidates, if you ask me, both are absolutely mediocre. Ashok Gehlot has presided over the worst law and order situation collapse in Rajasthan, where obviously the victims have been from the weaker sections, and Congress has showed utter hypocrisy, true to its character, and not, Rahul Gandhi's Rajasthan has not figured in his tragedy tourism list. Shashi Tharoor in the last few years has resorted to nothing more than wisecracks and innuendos, Hindu-Pakistan snites. So I think either way, it won't change the fortune of the Congress party, more so because Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi would not let the control go. My simple question to the Congress party today is, let's suppose the new president is elected in around October 20. Will Rahul Gandhi let that person lead the Bharat Jodo Yatra and take the back seat? No. So
let Anshul respond to that.
Why would anybody respect that Congress president?
Will the Gandhis eventually let go of the control, Anshul?
So, Shivani, what you've done is completely collapsed time, gone 1 month ahead, and now you expect me to comment on it. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. What I'm going to say is that there is a process which is on. I would really urge everyone to, please keep speculating. You're absolutely right. The interest is there, and I'm mincing no words by saying that I'm absolutely delighted there is interest. Of course, it should be there. It will be there. Please keep speculating. There will be more if more names come, there will be more speculation. But you can hardly expect me to say what the kind of equations there are. One thing I will say about the leadership of the Congress and the relationship between the leadership and the Congress president. Now, this kind of leadership is an old one. Sometimes it perfectly overlaps when they are the same thing. You must remember that there was, the moral authority of Gandhi in the 1930s and 40s, in the 1920s as well, was completely unquestioned. But he became the Congress president only once. That doesn't mean that he was not the leader or was not spearheading the Congress party. There was also the Congress president that he was always there, that looked after the organizational aspects, the administration, the resources. So there are duties cut out. They completely work hand in hand.
The difference though is, Anshul, I get where you're coming from. You could be the fountainhead or the source of inspiration and of ideology for a party and not be the party president. I totally get that. The problem is you're comparing Rahul Gandhi with Mahatma Gandhi. I think that's a comparison too far-fetched.
No, hang on. Come on,
Rahul Gandhi has been Congress president. He's also been the de facto Congress head and has led your party to defeat after defeat. We are not fighting the British anymore. You've got to win elections, for heaven's sake.
Shivani, please do not misunderstand me. I was invoking the Congress party's history to make a point and talk about the relationship between the Congress party, the leadership, and the Congress president. Obviously, over time, that has changed. First of all, till 1933, it was only 1 year that you could be Congress president. That changed after 1933. So many people became for multiple years. There were changing equations. There's a changing dynamic. Obviously, it's a 137-year-old party.
But why are you not answering my straight question?
What is your question?
Will the control still remain with the Gandhis? That's ultimately the big outcome that we're all wondering about when it comes to this election.
I encourage you to wonder. I am not stopping you from wondering. But to expect...
You don't seem confident, though, that it will be a real leadership change.
No, there is a function of a Congress president. Of course there will be. There is a function of a Congress president. If somebody who assumes that role is expected to fulfill that. But that's just a beginning of any president of the party. You know, there are challenges in front of us. Nobody has denied, Shivani, that there are no challenges that exist before us. You should ask questions to the BJP, which has not had a democratic culture at all. In fact, I would say that I'm least interested in the BJP's democratic culture, even if it decides to have presidents tomorrow, because their ideology will still remain the same.
Their ideology is going to be the same. I don't think that they're saying they want to change their ideology.
About their democratic culture, which is non-existent.
Okay, let Tuhin respond to that. I want to go across to Rashid also very quickly on the Gandhi question.
I
Yes,
think
Tuhin.
it should suffice for me to say over here that in the 24 years when only Sonia and Rahul Gandhi ji could be the Congress president, BJP had all of 10 presidents, and most of them came, are first-time politicians, some of whom started their careers pasting posters of the party. So whether they were nominated or elected does not matter. See the graph of the Congress party from 1998 to 2024, 2022, and compare it with the graph of the BJP from 1998 to 2022. If results work, if our BJP presidents have been delivering consistently, why should it matter whether they are...
Do tell me whether it's the government or the party. There is no difference.
Okay, Anshul, let him respond.
Yes, sir.
How does it matter if all of the BJP presidents have consistently delivered and we have had consistent changes?
Okay. No, I think it's not a fair comparison to compare BJP and how its presidents are elected and Congress. The questions for both are entirely different. The BJP does have a fountain source and a fountain head. It has a certain ideology. I don't think anybody's shying away from that. But they do have a process where new leadership is assigned and given that space. It is an entirely different question for the Congress party because it is a party that centers around a family and nobody can deny that. Rashid, I'll give you the final word. And that final question is again the same. Regardless of whether we get the first non-Gandhi president in over 2 decades of the Congress party, will the Gandhis still very much be in control?
I think, Shivani, it all depends upon electoral success or the absence of it. Remember, nobody questions that kind of dynasty or just continuing, to Naveen Patnaik or to M.K. Stalin and all, because they are also represent dynasty, but they are success electoral terms. They are successful. In the Congress, of course, the political authority would continue to be with Gandhis. See, it is immaterial whether they are president or not. Just as Mr. Narendra Modi has never been a BJP president, but that nobody on the census can say that Mr. Modi is not important or relevant to the BJP. So there is no correlation, Shivani, between being, party head or being,
The reason I ask you this question, though, Rashid, is that the new party head, after a period of decline for the Congress party, should at least have some sort of a leeway to bring about the changes that several senior Congress leaders have been asking for themselves. There have been resolutions passed over it. If none of that happens, then this is a pointless exercise, whether Gandhi is president or not.
Yeah. So, Shivani, if what I have understood, your question is Mr. Ashok Gehlot, if he wins, would he have his own political secretary? Can he, stop listening to K.C. Venugopal, who's the general secretary in charge of organization, or Rajay Makan, or all those people in the Congress? I think the answer is big no, because Mr. Gehlot would know the boundaries in which he will have to work. He cannot displace, team Rahul Gandhi that exists not only in the AICC secretariat, but in all states, all over the country. So
I'll leave it at that. I think you've given as clear an answer, Rashid, as one can. I do thank for the candidness for all of our guests.